This is the Ashburn Metro Station, the western terminus on the DC Metro's Silver Line and Metro's least used terminus station. The Silver Line connecting Washington, D.C. to Dulles International Airport and surrounding areas was developed in two phases. The first phase, linking D.C. to Wiley-Reston East, opened in 2014. Phase 2, extending to Dulles Airport and Loudoun County, faced delays. Phase 2 finally opened on November 15, 2022. It was the first transit event I ever attended, and that was one of the more fun days I've had recently. Ashburn is located here at the very end, sandwiched between the Dulles Greenway toll road. There we go. Even on the new trains, you still can't tell what they're saying. I think
Some things never change.
One day someone will invent something. When we're like 80.
It's outdated. It's outdated.
What?
How did Miles? It's outdated on the day it opens.
Ashburn is by far the furthest station from Washington, D.C. at 26 miles from Metro Center as the crow flies. All right, let's talk about some Ashburn fun facts. Ashburn is the headquarters for the Washington Commanders, the football team based here in D.C., and the town was actually first called Ashburn by almost Vice President John Janney, a Quaker who owned what he called Ashburn Farm. It is likely that he named it after family friends who had the last name Ashburn. Northern Virginia is famous for being the data center capital of the world, and around 70% of the entire world's internet actually goes through here. Ashburn is kind of the epicenter of the data center industry here in Northern Virginia, with data centers in pretty much every direction. It's pretty crazy. The station is center platform and features a modern design as it opened in 2022, less than 2 years ago. It has all the standard amenities of many of the Silver Line stations, such as restrooms, long walks across the highway to anything around, and lots of parking. The station design is very similar to all of the other Silver Line stations, with a half-covered platform and a convex silver roof over the mezzanine. To the east of the metro station, the amenities available are a mixed-use development near the station, complete with a movie theater, a Mexican restaurant, apartments, and even a preschool. As you can see, there is still plenty of room for expansion of this little urban island, and we'll see what happens just like on the other side. Marquez Square? Interesting. Here on the western side of the station, there are currently fields that are tentatively planned for development. The development is right now called Moorfield, and if completed, it will feature apartments, townhomes, along with retail spaces in what is being called a transit and trail-oriented community. It will be interesting to see how this and other lands around Silver Line stations develop over the coming decades. This right here, empty parking garages are very common to see out here at Ashburn. The parking lot was just way overbuilt for the amount of ridership they currently get. One day they might be full, but not anytime soon. Fun fact, I heard on very clear days it is possible to see mountains of West Virginia from this station, but I couldn't tell you if these in the distance are those or not. All right, let's do an elevator review. So this is one of the elevators. It's a little warmer here in the elevator than out there, but that makes sense. From here we can actually see, oh look, one of those trains is leaving right now. Anyway, the elevator is pretty clean. You know, you just got little things as you see in most public areas. It does not smell bad at all. It smells kind of new because it is less than 2 years old, so elevator's not too bad at all. I made it sound like no one uses the parking garages, which is not true. The ground level does have some people. Dang, it is bright today. This white concrete is absolutely destroying my eyes. Goodness, I should have brought some sunglasses. As a terminus station, Ashburn has a solid number of bus connections. However, outside of rush hour, they are not very useful. Some run every 20 to 40 minutes, some run hourly, and some only run during rush hour, and there are no buses available on the weekends. This is not surprising due to the fact that Loudoun County is the richest county in the entire nation by household income, and buses are seen as for the poors. Due to their subpar service in most of the country, Ashburn included. One bus, the 451, runs to Leesburg, an area with a walkable old town and county government offices for Loudoun County. If you left the Capitol building at 5 p.m. on a weekday, you can expect to arrive here at Ashburn in approximately 80 minutes via the metro, while traveling by car would take somewhere around 50 minutes. On weekdays, the trains run at this station every 10 minutes during rush hour and every 12 minutes outside of rush hour. On weekends, trains run every 12 minutes, and every day of the week, starting at 9:30 p.m., the trains come every 15 minutes. Here you can see when the first and last trains comes each day, depending on the direction and the day of week. The train leaves in just a few minutes. I almost forgot to show you the restroom. It's actually pretty nice. Looks like a restroom you'd find at any nicer facility, so that's cool. All right, ridership report card time. In 2022, the year the station opened, the average number of entries per weekday was 932. In 2023, it increased to 1,552 on weekdays. And in 2024, there are 1,234 entries on weekdays, 497 on Saturdays, and 726 on Sundays. The busiest day ever recorded at this station was Sunday, March 26, 2023, with 3,360 entries. The reason it was so busy was most likely because many people were heading down to DC to see the cherry blossoms. Metro's data now tells you how many people fare evade, and about 3% of all of Ashburn entries were evaded in 2023. In 2024, the average number of vehicles parked in the garages on weekdays is 354. This means that somewhere around 28% of the people that take the Metro from here park in the lots. This number is probably higher, though, due to carpooling, but it's still lower than I would expect. Let's talk about pros and cons of Ashburn Station. Pros: there was already a bit of development near the station. There's now a new option for Ashburn residents and the general area to get to Washington, D.C. And the station may spurn a little bit of an urban island development in the exurbs of Loudoun County. Now let's talk about the cons. It is a long ride to D.C. There is not much around the station yet. That could change. And even during rush hour, cars are often faster than the train from D.C., even during traffic on weekdays. The lack of many things within walking distance to the station, the lack of walkways to the parking garages, which is common on Metro, coupled with trains every 10 or 12 minutes, and the long trip to DC compel me to give this station a 3 out of 10. Coincidentally, this is the same score that Miles in Transit gave on opening day.
Ashburn gets a 3 out of 10.
Thank you so very much for watching this video. More stuff coming soon as always. Make sure you go touch grass and have a great day.